right, no, I'm not going to tell you in advance.
There's no rehearsal?
There's no rehearsal. And there's very little editing.
Okay.
Great. All right. We are here with the absolutely fabulous Jim Zubkavich.
Oh, hey.
And I'm very excited to be able to say that because the first time that we met each other, I'm like, oh no, no. I'm just going to call you Jim.
That's good. Jim Zub's good too.
Jim Zubkavich. I'm just proud to be able to say it.
Thank you.
I'm proud to know you.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Wow, now I'm all blushy.
Woo. Well,
right.
you are the author, the creator, the inspiration behind Street Fighter Legends Ibuki and Skull Kickers. And I am going, both of which I enjoyed very much.
Thank you.
Yay. And I'm going to ask you 5 fabulous questions.
5 fabulous questions.
Heard a million times.
Okay, 1 million times.
1 million times.
All right, I'll give you the 1,000,001 answers.
Excellent. First up, how did you get started working in comics?
I started working in comics through webcomics. I started serializing my own story in 2001 online, just as a way to, as a relaxation from my day job. So I was working in a really stressful day job, teaching at an art school, and I felt like I wasn't growing because I was teaching the basics over and over again. And so when I started doing my own story online, it was a way for me to put new work out on a regular basis and get feedback from people. This was back in the archaic days of 2001. So the idea of doing a webcomic, let alone one that wasn't newspaper style comedy strip, was sort of different. And according to Scott McCloud, Makeshift Miracle is one of the first complete graphic novels online.
Wow.
So but it just sort of came about from me wanting to do something different. And that was my first comic. Got me introduced to a lot of different people on the web, which got me down to different conventions. And through networking and shenanigans, slowly but surely, more into comics.
All right. Did you read comics as a kid? And if so, what were some of your early influences?
I was an absolute nerd, massive nerd for comics. Read tons and tons of superhero books, mostly Marvel.
As one does.
Complete Marvel addict. So my brother and I had pretty much the Marvel universe split in twain. So he would collect all the X-Men and the mutant books, and I collected Spider-Man and the Avengers and the Hulk mostly.
Yep.
But we tried to collect almost everything we could get our hands on. And then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original black and white ones. Read a little bit of Cerebus and stuff like that. So yeah, absolute comic addict.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you currently working on?
I'm currently working on Skull Kickers, which is a creator-owned series at Image Comics. It's the first creator-owned book I've done since Makeshift Miracle, so it's a real big thrill for me to do something new like this. And it's taking all the fantasy stuff that I loved when I was a kid. Not just a comic nerd, I'm a fantasy nerd. Oh god, I'm a nerd.
You're such a nerd.
Oh no, and video game nerd, oh no. Anyways, everything fantasy. And taking all those ideas and those tropes and kind of running ramshot all over them in a joyful way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, 4th question is, what graphic novel that you read for teens or for kids in the past year would you recommend?
In the last year, I reread Brian Lee O'Malley's Lost at Sea.
Yeah.
And it is phenomenal. Everyone knows him for Scott Pilgrim, but Lost at Sea is his first graphic novel, and it's unbelievably wonderful. The characters are rich and textured and real, and the emotions are very much on the surface, but never pandering. And I think it's beautiful and wonderful.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The last question, and this is the librarian-y one.
Okay.
If you were stranded on a desert island with only one book, and it doesn't have to be a comic, it can be any book at all, what would that book be?
Oh man.
I know.
It's incredibly difficult.
I know.
Now it's like, do I want to sound literary? Or do I just want to go for like sheer... Oh no. One book. Only one book. The complete William Shakespeare.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that'll
that
last
way
for a
I
while.
cheat and I get a big fat chunk of books
There you go.
for one book.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you cheater.
No,
It's
it
okay.
works. I've had a lot of people go, well, it would be a double volume of 2 completely related things.
The Oxford Dictionary.
Exactly.
So I could master the English language.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ooh, exactly. All right, thank you so much, Jim.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you.